welcome to the fifth installment of the BAE Sports Podcast. I'm Baylor, paired along with Aaron and Ethan as always.
Yes, sir.
Aaron, Ethan, how are y'all doing this fine Wednesday night?
Why do you always ask? I literally have the same answer every time.
I'm just trying to get you to talk in the beginning, Aaron. That's all it is. Ethan, how are you doing? Because
I'm feeling
Aaron
scrumptious.
doesn't want to answer.
I'm confirming that it is episode 5, in fact.
Nice.
I've been playing some video games. A new one dropped a few days ago that I've been playing. Have you been playing a video game that dropped a few days ago?
I have also been playing a video game. I bought the Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga.
How does that make
I
you
love
feel?
it. It's great.
It's great?
Makes me feel good. I haven't played a video game in a long time, so
Wow.
I'm gaming. You're gaming, Ethan?
I am gaming. I'm playing MLB The Show. See, I try to do every sport I can, try to follow all of them except for NFL. So, I've just been having a good time figuring out where the baseball players are now.
Aaron over here not gaming. Aaron's
Yeah.
not gaming. So we got a fun episode today. It's not going to be a multi-segment episode. There's not much NFL news going on. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs coming up in the next week's episode. Right now we're kind of in a stagnant week, 2-week period with there's a couple trades, a couple signings, but nothing major has happened. So with the draft coming up in 21, or is it 22, Aaron?
It's on the 28th. So
On the
yes.
28th, we thought we would go ahead and do our first official NFL mock draft. We might make another before the draft. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. We might. Ethan's shaking his head. We
I'm
might
saying
not.
no. We're going to roll it with it.
No, this will
Nothing's
be-
gonna
this will
change
be
in 3
our-
weeks.
This will be our mock draft that is 100% right.
That's right.
If trades don't happen, because we're not going to do trades
Trades won't
because
happen. I'm
doing
calling it.
trades is too hard to do. We're just going to go through each pick.
Yeah.
And how we're going to do this is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But to decide who gets what picks, we're going to do a random number generator I am pulling up right now. And Aaron, Ethan, who wants to be the first to get their pick? Aaron.
Me.
Okay, so we're doing 1 through 3. Aaron gets 1, so Aaron's going to get the first overall pick, and then Ethan will go with you. If it
Okay.
hits, so I'll do 2 through 3. And Ethan, you get the second overall pick, and then
Okay.
I'll get the third. Works out like that. Awesome. Yeah, so Aaron will get picks 1, 4, 7, on and so forth, and we'll go through the whole first round. There's a lot of picks. We don't have to fully elaborate on everything. If we're just like, a team needs this, the best guys here. But if you want to talk about a guy in more depth, you can. Aaron, take us away with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the first overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft.
Baylor, do you remember when we did this a few months ago and it said the Jaguars needs was everything and now they cut it down to D-line, linebacker, and safety?
It is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I remember doing that, and we're just like, well, I guess we're just going to give him the best player available.
And we took Evan Neal with the first pick, but obviously they took care of the O-line, so we're going with the obvious pick, Aiden Hutchinson, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Aiden Hutchinson to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like the pick. I think that's like the normal basic pick, but it's like the right pick. Like if you want to get like a based pick, you pick Kamaquanu. But I think Aiden Hutchinson's probably the pick there. He's the best player at the most valuable position that they need, which is D-line.
So, I'm in charge of the Detroit Lions, right?
Yes.
Does that mean I
Yes.
can make them fold as a team and let them cease to exist?
Yeah.
I think I'd save
you
a
can
lot
make
of people
them
some
pull
heartache
a
if I could do
Raiders.
that.
You can give him a Cleveland Farrell.
It looks like I don't think there are any quarterbacks that need to be taken second overall. Looks like they need some help on defense. I'll go with Derek Stingley Jr.
What?
because that's what
Okay.
it says. He's ranked third, so I guess it's a reach. But like,
It's a Lion. Hey, they drafted Jeff Okuda with a third overall pick.
it's not like I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
That's just what
It
I'm
is the
looking.
Lions though. The Lions could honestly make any move. They
Yeah.
could go quarterback here. The only pick they're not going to make is offensive line. If they really like Stingley,
Mhm.
and they're like I think Stingley is a generational talent corner.
I think
he
it's so
shouldn't fall
funny when
out
you
of the top
defend
five.
my picks when I like don't know what I'm
But
talking
that's
about at all.
right. Like no,
Ahmad Gardner
Aaron's
is
trying to
way
say
better.
it's stupid. I think
Well,
you're
Gardner-
right on this. I don't think they'll draft Stingley, but I do think it's not a bad pick. They do need corner. Jeff Okuda's not proven.
Well,
It
then
might
you're
work out,
taking
might not.
Kyle Hamilton. You're not taking Stingley.
No, that works out for me because with the third pick, the Houston Texans are taking the best player in this draft, and they're taking Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is I said generational talent twice though, but he's generational talent at safety. He does everything well: pass coverage, run stopping. He's everywhere on the field. The Texans need help everywhere. The only position they're not going to draft is quarterback, and keeping Laramie Tunzel. I don't see them drafting offensive tackle. That basically leaves two picks in my mind: Kayvon Thibodeau and Kyle Hamilton. And right now, who's the better player? Kyle Hamilton. It might not be a position of need, but I'm going to go with Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame for the Texans at 3.
I agree with that, honestly. But with the New York Jets, they are not going receiver, linebacker, or cornerback. They're going to want to protect Wilson, obviously. And Ikem Ekwonu, he's been projected like number 1 in a ton of mock drafts, so we're just going to go with him here. Probably most likely. Or they might go Kayvon, but I think they'll go with Ike. Or Ike.
All right. It looks like the Giants have the 5th pick. Did they draft Daniel Jones with the 6th pick a few years
Yes.
back? I remember
Me and Aaron watched
6th
Daniel
pick?
Jones' first preseason game in a
Really?
Louise.
I remember when he was drafted, I was at a concert with my dad, and we were watching like the picks come in, and we were so confused. It was really funny. But I think with this pick, they're going to go with Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. I remember watching the Oregon-Ohio State game. That was fun. That was early in the season, too. But Kayvon Thibodeau, welcome to New York.
Why do I know
I've got
what
the
Baylor's going to do?
Panthers with the 6th pick. And there's two roads you can go with this. You can go with what's the better pick for the Panthers, or what is going to have the highest chance of keeping Matt Rule's job. Matt Rule's the head coach. I think Matt Rule is going to kind of take over in this draft because he is on the hot seat more than any other coach. And offensive tackle would be the right pick. They have one of the worst offensive lines in football. We still have Charles Cross on the board. We still have Evan Neal on the board. But I think when you're a coach and you like a quarterback, try to recruit that quarterback to your school in college, and you have the opportunity to take him in the first round, you're going to take him. Matt Rule tried to recruit Kenny Pickett to Temple. I'm taking Kenny Pickett at 6. He might not have the most potential in this draft. I think he's the most pro-ready quarterback. I think Matt Rule probably likes him the most out of any quarterback, and he makes the most sense to me for the Panthers to start at quarterback next year because they can't roll into the season with Darnold.
No, that's what I was expecting because I did see the photo of him and Matt Rule standing together at Temple, but I like the pick. So I got the Giants, and Ethan took Kayvon. So they obviously need O-line because Daniel Jones literally gets sacked like 5 times a game. We're going with Paul Croft from Mississippi State.
You're not going to pick Evan Neal?
No. No.
I guess
he's been dropping recently.
I liked it. Okay, thinking about it, Charles Cross is probably the best pass protecting offensive lineman in this draft, and Brian Dable is now your head coach, and that's a pass heavy scheme that he was in Buffalo. It's probably better to get someone who's a great pass protector and someone who's just big and athletic like Evan Neal.
Yeah.
Dang, so we're gonna have Evan Neal dropping.
Well, he's going to drop even further because as the
Oh
new
my god.
as the new controller of the Atlanta Falcons for about 30 seconds, we're going to go with Sauce Gardner. Out of Cincinnati, dude, he was so fun to watch. Just
I love
interceptions on
Sauce.
interceptions. He's going to be such an icon in Atlanta if he goes
I'm
there. He's going to be an
I'm
icon
s-
wherever he goes.
I'm so mad because my next pick is
Another
the
quarterback.
is the Seahawks, but I have the Vikings, and I wanted to draft Stingley and Gardner, and Ethan took both those people from me. So
I don't know what I'm doing.
fair enough. We got the Seahawks. I would trade this pick away if we could trade. I think the Seahawks are going to trade this pick away. I don't think they're in the mode to get a quarterback in the first round at least. I think they're probably going to get Baker when he gets released. They still have Drew Lock. They're in no reason to get a quarterback when they have one of the worst rosters in football, like just in general now. They did when they had Russ, but Russ made them so much better. We, Aaron, we saw how bad they were when they didn't have Russ. So I don't think they're going to want to put a rookie quarterback into this awful of a situation. And there might be a guy that falls in the second round that they really like, or if they want to trade up back into the first round, in the late first round. But I think they're going to try and bolster that offensive line. It's pretty garbage. You don't want to bring in a guy and have him sacked a bunch. You don't want him running for his life. Now you got Drew Lock. You got to protect Drew Lock. He's your future. We're not letting the big guy fall anymore. I'm taking Evan Neal at pick 9.
I don't like that pick. I swear, I thought you were going to actually take Malik Willis.
No.
He's the perfect pick. I mean, he could sit behind Drew Lock and compete for the job. It's not like something crazy like replacing Russ.
Yeah, but he has no one to block for him.
I know, but that's why they're scared to trade DK Metcalf right now, because I think they're going to draft a quarterback and they want their quarterback to throw to somebody. They probably think Willis is talented enough to keep them kind of above 500. I think he's good enough. I don't know. You don't think they're taking a quarterback?
I think they're going to take a quarterback in the second round. I don't think they go as early as first round because that team needs so much. You could go edge there. You could go corner there. You could go safety there if Kyle Hamilton was still there. Offensive tackle. The only position I wouldn't draft is running back and wide receiver, and they don't really have anything else. So I just don't think they take a quarterback this early. Same situation as Atlanta. I don't think they take a quarterback right now. They're in a bridge year. We see teams do it all the time, where they'll put a Teddy Bridgewater or a Drew Lock or a Tyrod Taylor in as their starting quarterback to just bridge from, say, one head coach to another, or to wait a draft class till there's a guy that they really like. They might really like Malik Willis. If they do, they will take him there. You cannot trust that Malik Willis is going to fall the second round like, say, Desmond Ridder or Corral even. But I don't know I'm not in the building. I don't know if they like Malik Willis. So I'm just going to go with the best safe pick with Evan Neal.
Yeah, I guess that's valid because, I don't know, I see teams peeing their pants over Malik Willis. The hype is so real right now. But moving on. I'm taking a receiver here for sure. People are projecting Garrett Wilson, most likely, or Jameson Williams. But, I mean, if they don't get DK Metcalf, we're going to go with Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. I think he's probably the best receiver in this class.
Yeah.
Honestly, this class is great at receiver. You could take Williams here, Drake London, Traylon Burks. It's a great class for receiver. But honestly, I don't know if it's a hot take because I've seen it before, on TikTok. I think they're trading this pick for A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is going to get an absolute bag. He's going to be one of, top 5 highest paid receivers in the NFL. Guaranteed. His contract's coming. You see it, there's trade rumors around DK. There's trade rumors around Terry McLaurin, Debo, A.J. Brown. Do the Titans really want to pay A.J. Brown, $30 million when they have Ryan Tannehill? I mean, and they have Derrick Henry right now, so he does make that offense better. But getting a top 10 pick and using that to get Garrett Wilson, that's what I think is going to happen. But since we can't do trades, I agree that at 10, it's going to be Garrett Wilson.
The Titans are stubborn though.
They are very stubborn.
They didn't want Aaron Rodgers. They wanted to keep Ryan Tannehill. So I doubt they're going to trade A.J. Brown.
That pick, number 10, is Garrett Wilson. I don't care what team it is. Number 10 is going to be Garrett Wilson, whether it's the Seahawks, if they end up trading DK for that pick. If it's the Jets or it's the Titans, that's Garrett Wilson right there.
I agree.
Number 11 for the Commanders, I'm going to have Devin Lloyd out of Utah.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say about that?
No.
Fair enough. Devin Lloyd's a great linebacker. I think Jamin Davis kind of didn't do much. He was my sleeper pick for defensive rookie of the year, which was kind of dumb now looking back on it. Probably shouldn't have said that because I made it a tweet when I had no followers, but I guess now Jamin Davis was my sleeper pick for rookie of the year. But he didn't really do anything. And Commanders' defense has underperformed this last year. And on paper, they're supposed to be really good, but they're just not. I like the Devin Lloyd pick. I think they would have probably went Stingley or Gardner if he fell there, though. Now, I have my Vikings, and I really wanted Stingley. I really wanted Gardner. Hell, I wanted Hamilton, but I drafted him at 3. So, I also was thinking about George Karlaftis at the spot, and then the Vikings went and signed Darius Smith, and they're renegotiating the contract of Danielle Hunter, so they don't need an edge. They desperately need corner so badly. Pat Pete was great. He's probably not going to be that great next year. Cameron Dantzler's good, but he's no number 1, and then we don't really have a good number 3 at all. We're in desperate need of corner. The Vikings are very lucky that this draft class is so deep with corner. It's kind of your pick at who you like more at this position. I think it's Stingley, Gardner, and then you could argue any of the next 4 being the next best. But from what I've seen, I need to dive more deep into these guys. Pause. I need to look at these guys' film more. But out of these available corners, I like Trent McDuffie out of Washington the most. And I would not be mad if the Vikings ended up getting him instead of Derek Stingley or Gardner.
You're taking Trent McDuffie?
Yes, Trent McDuffie.
Okay. With the Texans, I actually have no idea what to do because they really just need anyone they can get. But, I mean, we know they're building around Davis Mills. I don't know if they're going to take a receiver because I'm trying to be realistic here. But if I were them, I'd probably just give him another weapon because there's trade rumors around Brandon Cooks. So I think you go with the receiver, even though that's probably not going to happen. I would go with Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams?
Yes.
It's funny. On Texans, it says needs every position.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
All right, so look at me. I am in charge of the Ravens. Who am I going to go with here? I'm going to go with Trayvon Walker out of Georgia.
Random.
Hey, I mean, I've seen Trayvon Walker get mocked to even per se the Lions at 2. I've seen him go number 1 in some drafts. I don't know what it's been, but Trayvon Walker has gotten a lot of hype recently, and he's the guy that's rising while Kayvon's kind of falling. So I think we might have Trayvon even a little low on this mock draft.
Yeah.
I could see him going as high as 2. I don't think he'll be 1, but I've seen a lot of hype on Trayvon. He's my next edge. I'm going to scout, and I expect big things because I've heard so much good about him. Now I have the Eagles, and I was really psyched for my Eagles mock draft. I've made multiple videos on how I think the Eagles are going to dominate the draft because they had 3 first rounders. That I was like, they're going to spend all on defense and they're going to build up that defense. And then they traded and now they only have 2. Still a lot, still more than most teams. But now that they only have 2, I don't think they're going to go full blown on defense. I think they need to get Jalen Hurts another weapon. And you're seeing guys start to get taken. We just had 2 receivers already off the board. And next is the Saints, who could go receiver. The Chargers could go receiver. You could have 2 receivers off the board by your next pick when there's so much on defense that they need that you can wait 2 picks. So I'm going to go receiver. And I don't know who said this. Why are you laughing, Aaron? I saw this. I don't know who it's from. It was someone saying you want to build a receiver room like a basketball team. You want a guy who can do everything. So you don't have guys who are a receiving room that's one-dimensional. They've got your little quick route runner in Devontae Smith. I don't think that Jameson Williams would have been the pick here if he was available still because you're kind of getting the same kind of guy. I think they're going to get a big body receiver, contested catch guy, deep threat. I think they're going Drake London.
Facts.
Aaron, it's your turn.
Okay, well, to add on that, literally they took deep threat Jalen a few years ago over to, was it Justin Jefferson?
It was Justin Jefferson.
They wanted the deep
One of the
threat.
happiest days of my life as a Vikings fan.
Yeah, you got lucky with that.
Dude, if we
But
got
I think
Jalen Reagor, man.
that'd be so sad. But Drake London, he looks solid, so that's okay. But with the New Orleans Saints, you don't let this guy drop anymore. Like, this dude is supposed to be top 10. Malik Willis is going to the Saints to sit behind Jameis Winston for 2 years. You like the pick?
I want to hear your reasoning behind that. Why when they re-signed Jameis? I mean, I guess they didn't re-sign Jameis long term, so
Yeah,
they
exactly. Let a young quarterback sit, a veteran. I mean, you're not going to throw him out there right away. He could definitely develop into something nice.
I definitely see the potential in Willis, but his technical aspect to the game is just like so much worse compared to the other guys that if I'm drafting a quarterback, I don't want a guy who I am going to have to spend multiple years making into a starting quarterback. You got Pickett, Corral, maybe even Ritter or Howe that I could probably start day one and be like, okay, he's an NFL quarterback. With Willis, I don't see that yet, but if they were to sit him behind Jameis for 2 years and be like, we're fine using this pick and it not being relevant for a couple years, then go with it. You have 2 first-round picks, which I actually think they might trade into the first round. I mean, into the top 10, because why get those 2 first-round picks? And maybe they trade into the top 10 to get Willis, because Willis might not fall. Other teams like the Steelers or the Panthers, even at 6, might want to get Willis. So,
I mean,
honestly, not a bad pick.
You're not surprised that he's drawing this mock draft?
No, because there's no trades. The only team on here that I think gets a quarterback is Carolina, and I think Pickett's the guy who's going to go to Carolina. Is it the best pick for Carolina? I don't know. But it's the guy who seems the most likely because of Matt Rule. If they had Ron Rivera still, they're probably going Willis. I would expect them to go Willis or Ritter.
You believe the rumors?
I believe the rumors.
Think about it, though. Cam Newton and Malik Willis are kind of similar in their building like game style. So Willis to sit and learn from Cam Newton.
Well, Cam Newton's not on the... Oh, no, he's not. What am I talking about? He is on the Panthers. Jeez.
Yeah.
Ethan, go ahead. Go with the Chargers.
With the Chargers, I'm going to go with Bernard Rayman. Out of Central Michigan. In case I said his name wrong.
Rain Man. We love Rain Man.
No explanation.
I don't have any explanations for a lot of these guys.
Protect Herbert. Just protect Herbert.
Yeah, protectherbert.com.
Ethan's picks are chaos. He just has chaos picks. I got the Eagles again. I didn't even realize I was going to get the Eagles twice. Okay.
I'm sorry you have to stay there.
So I had them picking a weapon for Jalen, and if Drake London would have fallen to 16, Aaron, would you have picked him?
No, I'm taking Malik Willis.
Ethan, if Drake London were to fall to 17, would you have picked him?
Maybe. Probably. I don't know.
I'll take the probably. It was a good pick by the Eagles, which was also me. But I wouldn't have taken Willis here if I was the Eagles. I wouldn't have taken Bernard Raymond. I count this as an absolute win because now I get the defensive guy that I wanted this entire time for the Eagles. They have one of the worst linebacking cores in the league. Okay, they just got Hassan Reddick, technically edge rusher. I think they need a guy who can be that field manager on the defense. You have Darius Slay. You have Hassan Reddick now. Help build that defense all in all aspects. They're taking my favorite linebacker in this draft, Nakobe Dean out of Georgia. That's the guy I wanted the Eagles. He fell to me. We're going to Nakobe Dean.
That's a good pick. Based off what I've heard, he's supposed to be really good. So,
Aaron, you get the Saints again.
Good boy, Baylor. Good boy. Okay. The Saints. Who did they even sign? Did they sign any offensive this year?
Did they sign any what?
They've been really quiet in free agency, honestly.
They haven't. They re-signed James. They were in the Deshaun Watson race. They re-signed Jameis. They lost Teron Armstead. Oh! Didn't they? They lost Marcus Williams.
They
So
did.
yeah,
To
he went to
Jets.
the yes, and Marcus May went to the Ravens, right? I think that's what it was. I'm don't quote us on this. I think that's what it was. They really just lost people. They didn't really get anybody that I can think of. So it's kind of up in the air of what you want to do with this.
So with the dry free agency, and Jameis only has what unhealthy Michael Thomas,
And Marquez
no other
Callaway and
receivers.
jail time Kamara.
Yeah, so I've already taken a few, but I mean this is the only smart pick, and it's probably the best pick right now. Chris Olave from Ohio State.
Hell yeah, I like that. I would have probably picked Chris Olave over Burks at this for the Saints.
Yeah, it's a
Especially
safer
if
pick.
especially if Thomas doesn't come back. If Thomas comes back, you're kind of looking at two guys who are kind of similar, but we don't know if Thomas is going to come back. Chris Olave could be the next Michael Thomas in New Orleans with Malik Willis. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Now, Ethan, you're up at with the Steelers. This is where I would have drafted Willis. If he fell and I had this pick, I think the
Yeah.
Steelers are gonna probably draft Willis. I think they'll probably spend a lot of capital to trade up into the top 10, maybe even top 5 for him. But now Willis is off the board. Ethan, what are you gonna do with this pick?
Um, you already took Pickett, right?
Yes, Pickett
Alright.
and Willis are the two quarterbacks off the board.
It definitely would be adorable if Pickett got to stay home. Wouldn't even have to like move houses, you know. He could probably
He
keep
could
his
take his
stuff in
little.
the exact same locker and he'd be fine.
He could take his little bike and ride to the stadium.
Sure, whatever
So
you
you
say.
said about Gronk.
Oh yeah, little Gronk. To be honest, I've been like game planning so hard for my upcoming pick at 23rd that I wasn't even thinking about this one. I don't really like the Steelers, so what if I go like all the way down here and I go to the very end? I'm gonna go with oh, I went all the way to the end and it's a guy from OU. I'm gonna take Delarian Turner Yell as safety out of OU, for pick number 20.
Ethan, don't butcher this. Don't butcher this.
That's okay. Who cares about the Steelers? No one likes the Steelers. Do you like the
No,
Steelers?
draft someone. Draft someone
draft
real.
draft someone that's like at least projected the top 40, or a quarterback that's like top 3 quarterback on the board right now.
They're not gonna get a quarterback because they don't deserve anyone fun. I'll go with Trevor Penning.
Trevor Penning.
Yeah,
Okay, we
whatever.
got Ethan. We got Ethan to draft an actual guy.
Unfortunately,
Are you a
I did
Steelers
click on
hater?
Delarian Turner Yell, and I don't know how to undo it.
That's fine.
okay.
We'll just
I'll
don't
just have to
draft
remember.
Trevor Penning. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's actually like if Trevor Penning's a great pick. They need offensive tackle.
Yeah.
He's the best offensive tackle left. He's not your Delaney whatever guy, but he's something.
Delarian Turner Yell. Put some respect on his name.
Okay. I have the Patriots, and I wanted the Steelers, not the Patriots. I wanted Chris Olave here. I wanted Devin Lloyd here too. Hell, there's a lot. You know what? I don't want this guy to fall anymore. It's a need. It's not a huge need for the Patriots, but this guy can't fall anymore, man. He's so fucking good. He's got the technique of Aiden Hutchinson, and he's got the explosiveness of Kayvon. He is so good, and I can't believe he's fallen this much. George Karlaftis, he's 21. That's an absolute steal. Taking my Purdue man, and he trains in MMA to help his like hands. He's a beast. He's a beast. Turn on a Purdue game, and he's gonna be going ham at those
Probably
offensive
not
linemen.
next time I check in on them because he will not be playing for them anymore.
That's true. An old Purdue game. Ooh, I can't wait for my next pick.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Traylon Burks. Killer Cowboys.
Aaron,
Is that
go
what you're
ahead-
thinking?
Go ahead with your pick. Go ahead with your
All
pick.
right. Well, you probably think I'm getting a receiver, but they have pick 28, so we'll see if anyone drops there. But for now, we're going with the most underrated play. After they lose at Darius Smith, their defense is kind of messed up. So I'm going with Jermaine Johnson II.
Good pick. Good pick. I do think, yeah, he's probably you gotta replace Darius Smith. Darius Smith is a dog. He does not get enough recognition as being one of the best players on that defense. They do kind of need a little bit, and receiver is a position that you can own. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna make Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard look good. So you don't really need to like spend your highest pick on a receiver. So I don't hate the pick. This is a good pick.
All right, this is the one I was excited about. We're with the Cardinals. Aaron's
This is
kind
your
of
boy.
giggling.
Kyler Murray.
This is your boy.
Not just Kyler Murray. We're gonna get another fun character on the Cardinals. So I'm gonna go with Jordan Davis, the big boy from Georgia.
Oh my god.
Dude, I think he's
Bro,
so
he's
fun to
huge.
watch. He's
I
just
love
like
Jordan Davis.
like a big old boulder that rolls around. It's incredible. So I'm really happy that I get to select Jordan Davis. That's what I've been looking forward to for the past 15 minutes.
Ethan, why don't you become a Cardinals fan? Like you're not like a fan, but you love Kyler Murray so much, and you want to see him. Why don't you just become a Cardinals fan? He's going to be their quarterback for a while.
Well, I'm gonna be a Baker Mayfield fan and a Kyler Murray fan and a Jalen Hurts fan and any other OU player who I respect as a human being,
Fair
i.e.
enough.
doesn't do crimes. Sorry,
Ooh,
Joe
do you
Mixon.
respect? Oh, I was gonna ask you your Mixon.
Dude, I had a
Fair
sandwich at the place where he did the incident. It was crazy. Yeah, it's on Campus Corner.
Was it a good sandwich?
It was a pretty good sandwich.
Can you
Nice.
reenact it?
Nope.
Can you do it with your friend? Oh.
He shot that down quickly. I am at 24, and this is the happiest I've been in a mock draft ever because me and Aaron did a mock draft like, what, 2 months ago? Was it like, it was a month, 2 months ago?
I just called it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and we got to this pick last time, and I was like, you know what? This is a Jerry Jones thing to do. Jerry Jones never picks a pick that is the most common sense, like the common sense pick. He picks the flashy pick, the big pick, and it always works out. It worked out with Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and I said this to Aaron. I said, Aaron, if Amari Cooper is not on the Cowboys next year, when we did our last mock draft, I was like, if Amari Cooper is not in the Cowboys next year, Cowboys draft a wide receiver with this pick. The exact receiver that I said is the most Jerry Jones pick in this draft fell to me. Treylon Burks out of Arkansas is a Dallas Cowboy. You heard it here. That's the pick. That's going to happen. I said it in my mock draft 2 months ago. He's fallen to me. Amari Cooper is gone. I'm passionate about this. Treylon Burks to Dallas.
I like it.
It were like Dallas fans were trying to get my boy Stephon Diggs. I saw so many tweets that were like, "Oh, Diggs is going to Dallas," and then he signs like this huge contract, and all Cowboys fans were so mad about it. Let's go! I'm so happy. That's my favorite pick in this draft, just because like the history behind it.
If it
Aaron
doesn't
knew too.
happen-
Aaron knew.
Yeah, I know. I knew that's what you were looking for. But bro, the Bills are so stacked. Like they literally don't need anything else. So literally just adding on to what they have already. And it says they need defense. So we're going Devontae White. Very boring.
Pick. It is kind of boring, but it's like it's what they need. He's probably the best D tackle in the draft. I really like Jordan Davis, but Devontae Wyatt might be better. Jordan Davis is not like a good pass defender at all. So we'll see. I think Devontae Wyatt would be my pick to the Bills as well. I think that's probably where he's going to end up falling. Ooh, I got the Packers next.
It's my pick, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll go with Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, Tyler Linderbaum.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
the Packers.
So
I think
straightforward.
Tyler Linderbaum, very underrated player in this draft. He's like, there's no center that's close to him in this draft. Like, you want a center, get your guy. That's your guy. You don't want another. Like, look, okay, Tyler Linderbaum was what? What position rank was he? Like 20 something. The next center on PFF. Where's center? The next center is 82. So I guess it's close. It's closer than I thought, but still, 20
big gap.
to 82. It's pretty far. He's a great run blocker. He's very aggressive, very athletic. I think he's going to be like great on any team he goes to. I think the only thing that's going to make him fall is Garrett Bradbury. the center that went to the Vikings, that was a first round center, and he had so much hype, and then he's not been great, and he was kind of a waste of a first round pick. He's fine. He's not worth a first rounder. So I think that's what people are going to be kind of scared about Linderbaum, just because it's like a first round pick center is kind of crazy, but he's good enough where the pick will be worth it. I have the Buccaneers, and I'm glad I don't have the Packers because it would have taken so much out of me to not buy his pick and give them someone bad. So I have the Buccaneers, and I was looking last month. I've been mocking Jahan Dotson to them, but they re-signed Chris Godwin. They signed Russell Gage. They're in the runnings to get Julio. I've seen people say that would just be the most insane receiving core ever. So I don't think they're going receiver. And there's such a great team. They're probably the most complete team in the NFL. This is probably better than their Super Bowl winning team. And they have the same guys and then just added to it. I think you just kind of like go best player available, and that would be David Ojabo, but the injury is scary. This is a tough pick. They could go guard. No, we'll go guard. We'll go Zion Johnson out of Boston College. I think any pick here is okay for the Buccaneers. I don't think this pick is going to make an insane difference on the team.
I think you got a steal here. I remember in my like all sports culture group chat, they've made their top 10 prospects, and Zion Johnson was at top 10. I forgot about him, so maybe he's a
Fair
steal.
enough. He's a guard though, so it's also like center guard are two positions that you don't really pick super high just because they're not as valuable as tackle. You could get them later, but
Yeah.
I mean, Buccaneers don't really need tackle; they kind of need guard. So, and he's one of the top prospects available. So, why not? Why not?
Got the Packers, and with Aaron Rodgers re-signing or extending, I don't know which one it is. I'm sure the organization has like finally fixed those the dramatic situations. So they're finally gonna draft a receiver here, and it might be a stretch, but I really like Christian Watson. I know you talked about Watson, but this dude's really big. That was sus, but
We both said sus things so far.
Christian
He
Watson.
he is huge. He runs fast. His stock after the combine skyrocketed to a day 2 pick to possibly first round. And though like PFF doesn't have him rated pretty high, like the potential there is huge. And if anyone's going to showcase the potential in a receiver, it's Rodgers. So
Yeah,
I think that's a great pick.
thank you.
That's who I was going to draft with my Chiefs pick.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cute. We each get to pick for the Chiefs.
We both get a pick for the Chiefs,
so
back to
adorable.
back.
Oh,
Actually, Ethan, wait a second. I will
Trade.
propose
Yes. Yeah.
something for you.
Okay.
You get both the Chiefs picks, and then I get your Lions pick.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, welcome to Kansas City, guys. Looks like, man, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go with Andrew Booth Jr. for pick 29, and let's go with David Ojabo for the 30th pick. Let's boost up the defense a little bit.
Hopefully he comes back good.
Yeah.
That was kind of scary. That Achilles, right? I'm right on that. It was an Achilles
I
tear.
don't know.
I'm
drinking some
pretty sure it
water.
was Achilles tear. It was not. It did not look good, but I hope he comes back well. And if he does, at pick 30 is an absolute steal. And I think this is another trade. I think they trade the pick 29 or 30. I don't know which one. They're right next to each other. Whichever. I think they trade that pick to the Giants for James Bradbury straight up. It does not look like the Giants or James Bradbury are kind of like in agreement right now. Chiefs have been trying to like do trade negotiations to get him. They need a corner. Why not get a solidified QB CB1 and trade one of your 2 first-round picks? Giants would end up getting 3 first-round picks. Insane for the rebuild that they need to put pieces around Daniel Jones. And then the Chiefs still get a pick. Aaron, you got the Bengals. We got 2 picks left. How many? What time are we at right now, Ethan?
We are at 40 minutes.
Okay.
This is gonna be a short one. I thought this was gonna be
That's
way
what your mom
longer.
said. Wait.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Pick the Bengals pick, Aaron. Pick the Bengals
Hey.
pick.
Dude, they already buffed their O-line. There's
They
no
did.
there's no other remaining like good O-lineman pick. So we're just gonna go best player that I think's available. And I don't think Eli Apple's gonna last any longer. So you're gonna go, I'm gonna butcher the name, but is it Care?
Tahir Alam.
Yep, I'm going with him.
I have a friend named. Well, he's not pronounced that way, so that was a bad example. I have a friend named Elam, but it's that way. Bad example because it's not
That's
pronounced the
crazy.
same. It is
I'm
crazy.
so glad I
insane.
learned that fact about you.
He's not listening to this probably, but if he is, how you been, Elam?
Good.
I got picked 32, and I was excited about this because I thought Ethan was going to butcher this. Sorry. I think the Lions aren't a team they're going to go BPI. They do have a pick 33, so obviously they could take
34.
this person there. But with first rounders, you have the potential to get their 5th-year option. And if you want a quarterback, and you're at the position where you like a quarterback that's available, you get him in the first round. You don't wait 2 more picks. You don't wait the next day because you want to go into your second day of the draft being like, we have our quarterback of the future. Maybe there's someone that they like that the Jags also like, and they're scared the Jags will take him at 33, and they won't be able to get him at 34. It does not matter. You take a quarterback, and a quarterback's available, and you want that quarterback. We only have 2 quarterbacks going right now. We have Kenny Pickett at 6 and Willis at
To the Saints.
16. There's a lot of guys that you could argue are the next best quarterback in this class. And I'm not the biggest Willis fan. Pickett's my QB1. This guy fell to 32, and he's my QB2. I'm taking Matthew Corral out of Ole Miss. I think he has the potential, a realistic potential to be the best quarterback in this draft. You do not have to start him right away because you have Jared Goff. You have a great offensive line. You have Amon St. Raw. You have a second-round pick that you can spend on another weapon. This team is in a position to invite a quarterback in his second year in a great situation. And I think they're going to do that. Will this be Sam Howell, Matt Corral, Desmond Ridder? It could honestly be any of those 3 guys. The best quarterback available, in my opinion, is Matt Corral. So with the last pick in the first round, we are going to take Matt Corral to the Detroit Lions.
Yay.
Decent pick.
Looking at this, I'm trying to see who we
Bailey.
missed in the first, like who we didn't
Messed
include in the first round. I guess Howell, Ridder, they're getting not Howell. I feel like Howell's stock has really plummeted, but Ridder, that's an interesting one. Us not having it. 3 quarterbacks in the first round, I feel like is probably the most likely. We have time. I want to run. I'm just going to run through 1 through 32 right now for what is the word I'm trying to
A
think
recap.
of? Recap. Thank you. A recap of our picks. At 1, we had Aiden Hutchinson to the Jags. 2, Derek Stingley Jr. to the Lions. 3, Kyle Hamilton to the Texans. 4, Akem Ekwonu to the Jets. 5, Kayvon Thibodeau to the Giants. 6, Kenny Pickett to the Panthers. 7, Charles Cross to the Giants. 8, Sauce Gardner to the Falcons. 9, Evan Neal to the Seahawks. 10, Garrett Wilson to the Jets. 11, Devin Lloyd to the Commanders. 12, Trent McDuffie to the Vikings. 13, Jamison Williams to the Texans. 14, Trayvon Walker to the Ravens. 15, Drake London to the Eagles. 16, Malik Willis to the Saints. 17, Bernard Raymond to the Chargers. 18, N'Kobe Dean to the Eagles. 19, Chris Olave to the Saints. 20, Trevor Penning to the Steelers. 21, George Karlaftis to the Patriots. 22, Jermaine Johnson II to the Packers. 23, Jordan Davis to the Cardinals. 24, Traylon Burks to the Cowboys, which is my favorite pick of the draft. I I lost my place.
We're at 25.
25 Devontae Wyatt to the Bills. 26 Tyler Linderbaum to the Titans. 27 Zion Johnson to the Buccaneers. 28 Christian Watson to the Packers. 29 Andrew Booth to the Chiefs. 30 David Ojabu to the Chiefs. 31 Kier Elam to the Bengals. And 32 to round off our mock draft, Matt Corral to the Detroit Lions. I like our mock draft, to be honest. It's not very basic. Looking back on it, I do really like the Malik Willis to the Saints. I do think that's a great pick, Aaron. If he falls there, which I don't think he will, I think if they want to get him, they need to trade into the top 10 for him, because you have teams that are wanting him desperately because of like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, these players that have their projects but have insane potential and are now the best two quarterbacks in the league. I think he has that potential. Is he going to meet it? You can't trust everything like that, but we don't know. We're not analysts. We're not scouts. We don't die hard look at these guys. I did my Malik Willis film. I had a 4th round grade on him because I'm judging what I'm seeing, and I don't really like it, but I think the potential's there. I like the pick a lot. What else do we got? What else interesting do we have? George Karlaftis falling to the Patriots. I think if he falls to 21, that's going to be an absolute steal. I think he could go top 10, to be honest. Derek Stingley to the Lions, even though Ethan kind of just like pulled that pick out of his ass. You know, the Lions literally did the exact same thing 2 years ago, drafting Jeff Okudah at 3. Basically. I think they'll probably go Thibodeau or Walker, depending on what edge rusher they like more. I feel like we had Walker falling a little. I mean, like, I hadn't seen him in the top 10 till, like, the last 2 weeks. And I guess I like Christian Watson to the Packers. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think if anyone's going to, like, showcase that potential, it's Rodgers. And finally, pick I want to talk about, Matt Corral to the Lions. Slam dunk if Dan Campbell can land the man from Ole Miss. I think that's all we got. I think all we had planned for this episode was the mock draft. It went a lot faster than I thought. I definitely thought this was going to reach the hour mark. But after our last couple videos being super long, this might be refreshing to get a little short one in. Ethan, Aaron, is there anything else you guys want to touch on today?
I'd like to apologize to our precious viewers because we're not giving them an extra 10 minutes of content this week. Sorry, guys.
Next week, let's plan a banger episode for next week to hit the hour mark.
Okay.
I hope something happens and we can talk about the NBA for the first time. That'll be fun.
That would be.
I'll do some more. And I do know NBA stuff. Ethan, I hope you can kind of carry that.
Yeah.
But I will be prepared for next week to showcase like what I think is going to happen and who I think is going to win the finals. I already have that opinion who I think is going to make it all the way this year, but I'm not going to give that till next week. So, Aaron, Ethan, you guys have anything else?
LeMickey didn't make the playoffs this year.
I know.
We can talk about that more. We can talk about that in our NBA episode, Aaron.
That's not relevant anymore.
Well, it will be because the playoffs will be starting and we're back. LeBron's not in it. Well, we know he didn't make the playoffs, which is unfortunate, but that's something we can have an NBA episode. That'll be fun. It'll be something interesting, something that our 10 viewers. Our precious viewers.
Who watches our videos?
People.
Goblins.
Great people, by the way. We appreciate every single one of you. I want to shout out the viewers real quick. We're kind of going on a tangent.
The gargoyles.
We have time to spare. Are you trying to say what is our viewers like? What do we call them?
Little guys that run around.
Little goblins.
Yeah.
Little goblins.
Aaron.
For all you little goblins out there, we appreciate you. We do. That you take the time to sit down or stand or run or what, I don't know. Anything you do while you listen or watch this podcast.
Poop.
Okay, Aaron, you had to ruin it.
I don't believe that anyone listens to our podcast. And if you want to prove me wrong, you should put this video on loop while you fall asleep.
Hey, I want to point out something. My neighbors downstairs, I only promoted this podcast on my Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, whatever. One of them has listened to the podcast, so they might be listening. All I'm going to say, there are people who listen to us. Our little goblins, which we're going to call them. All you little goblins. Okay, god damn it. Aaron, go ahead, and then I'll do... Yes, Aaron. Yes, Aaron.
The
Jesus
10
Christ.
viewers. Let's do the math.
Mhm.
10 minus the one downstairs neighbor minus our views.
I don't watch it.
So, I don't either.
So, our views is just me, because I have to click the video to make sure like the sound quality is good when it's posted.
Baylor's looping it. That's the viewers. He's
That's
just
right.
looping it.
Oh my god.
Wait, tell-
Okay.
revenue.
Tell your
Can I
grandma
Get a
say my
half
can I
penny.
say my thanks to our viewers now, Aaron?
Yeah,
Are you gonna
Anything?
tell your downstairs neighbor like,
Tell,
sorry for stomping around?
tell your mom to put it on Deer Creek, like, Mother's
Dear
page.
parents page.
The parents page?
Do you know how many people are in there? Like,
Dude, and they're all insane.
I know.
I think
That's
we need to
true.
explain to our viewers what the Deer Creek parents page is. We all come from a school called Deer Creek High School, and it's filled with a bunch of rich white people. And you know rich white people love to complain on Facebook. So when you get all these parents together, dude, I've never seen it, but it's legendary where we're from.
It's a
It
clan.
is. It is pretty legendary.
They just complain about everything.
You know what? We'll get the podcast on the parent page. But now they're coming to the parent page, and we think they think they're psychos.
Mhm.
But it's probably not the best idea for them to
Yeah.
know about
Dude,
it.
we should host a podcast on the Deer Creek parents page and let them come in and like talk about how much they like hate vaccines and stuff like that.
Whoa, that's political.
We don't want to get political. Sports, manly stuff, sports.
Man,
football.
but you know
I
those
tried.
things are
I
weird.
tried to
No.
go with that, man.
Baylor, that's
Okay.
sexist.
Now my actual thing. Now this is my okay.
Can we keep
all you-
interrupting Baylor before he gets his actual thing in?
I'm trying like 5 minutes. For the last like 5 minutes, I've been trying to say one thing and then end it, and you guys just keep going and going and going and going. This is supposed to be like a what? I don't even know. No, Aaron, you don't get to talk. This has been supposed to be like a 40-minute, and now it's probably like 55 or something. It's gonna hit the hour mark now.
I know, they get the free
Okay.
content. This is what they came here to
Okay.
listen to.
Okay.
Go get this extra 10 minutes on our Patreon.
That's
We don't
right.
have a Patreon. We don't have a Patreon. Okay. To all you little goblins out there that watch us, support us, and sit, run, walk, whatever you do while watching or listening to this, we appreciate you because if we got no views, why would we do this? We don't do this to just sit here and act stupid for an hour.
We absolutely
for our own
do. You're
enjoyment.
lying.
Okay, you might. You might. I don't care. We appreciate y'all for listening. Sorry, and watching this podcast. Hopefully we'll get hopefully this summer we're all together filming this because that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully by then we have even more people listening and watching this podcast. I don't appreciate you mimicking me, Aaron. Where'd you get peanut butter? Oh my god, this is going nowhere. Thank you all for watching and listening. As always, remember to follow us at our socials on Twitter at BAE Sports Pod, on TikTok at BAE.sports, on YouTube at BAE Sports Podcast, which you're either watching this on YouTube or you listen to it on Spotify at BAE Sports Podcast. You guys, man. Oh my jeez. I'm just trying to like outro and you guys are like doing my hand gestures.
Good night.